So welcome to Men on Scandal. This is our scandal recap of every episode from a man's perspective. This episode called The State of the Union. I'm Tony Scott. That is Mark Clark. That is Troy Johnson. And was it me, guys, or did it seem like they ran a lot of commercials in the first half hour of this episode, and then they just had a couple breaks in the second half hour?
Yes, we got to promote this. How to get away with murder.
Yeah.
Got to promote Viola Davis show.
Yes, it was front loaded. It does seem to be front loaded. Yes.
Front loaded, I think, is the formatic terminology
And
there. So.
it was all about promotion. That had to be the way. She was on them commercials so often. I thought Viola Davis was in this episode. I thought she played Cyrus in one scene. You got to look closely, but she did.
Don't be surprised if they do like a cross thing like that, man, where Olivia Pope goes down to handle the crisis, or Viola Davis character or comes up to DC to help out in the situation. Now, I could see that happening.
Or like Olivia Pope has the wrong white man. It's actually Viola Davis's white man that she's with in the scene. And she's like, "Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, it was somebody else." They mixed up the interracial love scene.
Oh man.
So, How to Get Away with Murder? What city is that based? Is that in Philadelphia? Based in Philadelphia?
That's right.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to be sure on that. But we're doing Scandal right now. So Jake decided
right now, Tony. Right now, wink, wink. Just saying.
Jake decided he was going to take it upon himself and book a hotel suite for his booty calls with Olivia.
That's
right. Props to Olivia's jogging bra in that early scene, by the way. Olivia was looking tight and right as they discussed the booty calls, yes.
Yeah. She was looking a little full there, huh?
Jake's trying to be proactive, but we all know how that ends.
Yeah, well.
It ends with him having to get out of the scene so grown people could talk.
Poor Jake.
He did go away like a little puppy, like somebody's on the side going, "Here, boy, here, boy, here, boy, here, boy."
But I like the fact that he calls it every time, though. He knows who he is. He knows.
Mm-hmm. He knows he's Ed McMahon.
He knows he's Ed McMahon. I think you said that before, Tony.
Yeah. He knows he's or for this generation, he knows he's Andy Richter.
Oh, ding, ding, ding.
He knows he's Andy. He's not Conan. Sit down and just enjoy the ride.
He knows he's the entire Roots band.
Oh, damn. Damn.
Man, that was brutal, man. Well, let's cross Questlove as far as being a guest on the show anytime soon, so we'll take that off.
Oh, he doesn't count. Questlove he actually gets more billing than the Roots band.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I was gonna say that was brilliant, Troy, because you're right. Black Thought and Questlove could both be like, "Oh, he was talking about me," and kind of keep it moving.
Yeah.
But we weren't.
So Cyrus is sitting on the park bench and he's waiting for Olivia, and so she goes over and Jake exits stage right, and Cyrus tells Olivia, "We need your help. We need you to do something for us." She goes, "I don't work for the White House." And he's like, "Yeah, but you're going to do this." And she's like, "I'm not going to do that." And then he says, "Well, if you don't, then I'm going to do this." So then she's kind of locked in to helping out because the couple who is being called the face of gun control apparently are married but don't really care for each other. There's a lot of drama. They're supposed to be at the State of the Union. When the president gives the State of the Union and then he's trying to make a point and he refers to somebody who's up in the balcony. This is going to be the couple who's going to be up there, but now they say they ain't going because they don't like each other. So she needs to fix this. Now the couple, the man is a war veteran who was tortured for 2 years by the Taliban. He was a POW. Mm-hmm. She is a paraplegic as a result of a shooting.
Right.
And so they each have their issues. Mm-hmm. And so they take it out on each other, and it's pretty ugly. And that's Olivia's, that's her case for the day. She's got to have to, get them to the State of the Union and to them to hold back on the anger and hatred that they have for each other.
It's beyond anger and hatred, Tony. When you say I had more fun with the Taliban,
yes. That's a problem.
He's got ISIS on speed dial. Like, you know what? I'm down for a beheading. Anything to get away from you.
And I love the fact that, I like the suspension of belief because, of course, you're arguing. These two people are going at it, and a well-dressed black woman comes in and gets in the middle of your argument, and you guys actually listen. You know, that was okay.
It's TV.
Yeah, you know, I'm about to kill you. Oh, hey, how are you? You know, no, you're not. No, you are not. Okay, that's what it's about. It's TV. You're right.
That's right.
It's television, man. So, but yep. So that's her job for this episode. So we go forward a little bit. Abby's having a press conference, and the main point, the main focus of the press conference, the press wants to know about Melly because she's being referred to as Madam First Crazy. She's being referred to as Mental Melly because she apparently gives no damns anymore since the death of her son. And she doesn't care who knows it. She's out on the balcony in her pajamas that she's worn, I guess, since Jerry passed, because she doesn't seem to change clothes. And she goes to the cemetery in these clothes. She frolics around the White House in these clothes. She sits on the balcony in these clothes. So Abby's trying to spin it, you know, the way it needs to be spun. And she actually, the reporter who was asking about it, she says, well, you know, if I compare her mental stability to yours, then she's fine, which is kind of like a slap in the face. You don't mess with the press because you need the press. You need the press when you need to plan a story and when you need them to hold back on reporting a story, and when you need a favor from the press, you need the press. You don't piss off the press.
Abby got that laugh from the press. You know, you laughing with somebody and then they stop. Hold on. I'm really asking you a question, Abby. Okay? I'm doing my job right now. I'm saying it fun and games now.
No.
Another shout out to Shonda Rhimes for having some black members of the press at those press conferences, which are fictional.
Oh, man.
Thank you. Everybody knows ain't no black members of the press at the real press conference for the White House.
Man.
Except the Daily World out of St. Louis.
Damn.
Oh.
Wrong for that.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Mark. You there, man?
Say that again?
Okay, now his audio cut out for a second.
Sorry
So.
about that. I missed my joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn. Jaheim McKenty, the Daily World, St. Louis.
Jaheim in the back.
Yes, I would like to know when the next White House basketball tournament is.
Man.
Let's just go with straight stereotypes.
Man. Huck is trying everything he can to keep from just waxing Quinn, man. They want each other so bad. They do.
Oh, we got it. Come on, Troy.
What?
You know we want, Troy.
I mean, I can't do that.
Think about Troy when I saw him do that little face.
That little brooding face.
Yeah, the brooding. I was like,
I don't really have a line for him trying to get some. I mean, you know, like when he wants to kill people, he has a drink, right? Isn't that what it was? I don't know what the replacement word is for him trying to get some.
He has a stink.
But you know, they give each other that look. You know when you're in each other's space and you look at someone, you look at their lips, and then you look at their eyes, and you look at their lips, and you look at that. That's what they were doing. It's like, man, just get a room and get it over with.
Yeah.
And apparently Olivia was oblivious to this whole thing because Abby's the one who told her that they were incesting all over the office, which really made it sound like, ew.
Yeah.
She had to look at a table real quick, like, what?
For real?
Oh, we got to call IKEA or something. We got to get this out of here.
Not IKEA. Man.
I thought that smell was Melly's lounge pants.
Oh. Damn.
Melly's eating chicken on the White House balcony. And she don't care who knows it. Apparently she found out that if you tell the White House chef you want something, they'll make it for you. And apparently the chef made her a plate of fried chicken, so she's eating that chicken, you know, like no other. And if she keeps going, she's gonna look like Toady Fields in about a year if she don't stop.
That chicken did look right though.
That chicken was right, man. It was that was our special guest episode starring chicken. I mean, because it did look exceptional. I'm glad she learned that she could order chicken from the White House chef. She can also order some fresh draws.
but not from the chef.
No, not from the chef, but I mean, it works the same way. You're the first lady. Hello.
Yes.
But you gotta want to change the drawers. She don't want to change the drawers right now.
You're right.
She wants the Toady Fields portion of fried chicken, and I can't help but look at her now and think 1976. I hate that because I thought Melly was hot last year, but now it's like
Tony, what are you talking about? 76 was a hot year for you. You just moved to Detroit, had a new
Yep.
gig.
1976. I was 16 years old, Mister.
I'm sorry.
And you were down with 76. Tony's nickname was the Spirit of 76.
No, I tell y'all too much. As a sidebar though, because Kerry Washington tweeted yesterday that Melly actually in real life, Bellamy Young is a vegetarian.
Okay.
So that wasn't actually chicken she was eating. Whatever they made it look like, they made it look like chicken.
That was chicken.
Yeah.
You can find
Right.
that. Mark knows what's up. I've had it.
Yeah. Yes, that's a chicken loaf. Actually, was that.
So the president, Fitz, and Cyrus come out to the balcony where she's tearing up the chicken, and they decide to try and talk to her about coming to the State of the Union because she says she's not going. Fitz gets frustrated. He leaves. Cyrus stays, and he decides to work the angle he starts pouring his heart out to Melly about him losing James, and she of course lost little Jerry, her son. And while he's telling her this, Melly is just jacking up that drumstick, man. She's like,
I'm trying to talk to you, girlfriend.
yeah. And then Melly pauses, and Melly says, "That ain't the same thing.
No.
It's not the same. It's not." And I don't know what it's like to lose a spouse in that fashion or a child in that fashion. So, I can't relate to that, but I suppose there is some truth to that. It's not that it's the same thing. It's similar, but it's clearly not the same thing.
But he did make her think, though.
Well, I think Abby made her think more than anything, though. But we'll get to that in a second because Huck and Quinn have been told your assignment is to babysit the Elliots. The face of gun control, the couple that doesn't like each other, the man who says being tortured by the Taliban was better than hanging with you.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to babysit the couple, and you can imagine that can't be easy.
Two misfits. Keep an eye on two misfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then apparently Huck being an army military person and this guy being an army, they decided they're gonna start drinking.
Hey, that's what they do, man. Got to run from the pain.
Yeah.
And then so Quinn walks in on them while they're singing an army song, and she grabs Huck. They go out in the hallway to talk, and while they're out in the hallway, the wife in her wheelchair decides to try and unscrew her husband's knee from his leg with a corkscrew because she plants it right there on his leg, and it's just a big old mess, and it's just
Yeah.
it's what Olivia didn't want.
Mm-hmm. And
now it's getting worse.
And it was because Huck and Quinn, when in Rome, they just started arguing themselves, just hanging out with these toxic people.
Yeah.
What was about to happen, though. They was inches away from,
Yeah. They might as well just. I said they just need to get it over with. And Jake and Olivia, they're fighting over booty calls. He says, "I've got this suite," and she's like, "Well, the suite's just down the street from where I live. That's stupid. Why would you do that?" But he says, "I'm not your boyfriend, so I'm not sleeping at your place. I'm not your boyfriend. We're gonna have sex. Come over here. We'll have sex."
Room 207, baby.
207. And she says, and he says, "Don't summon me." And she says, "Get over here." And he really just hangs up on her.
Well,
totally not a moment in real life, right?
Well, and also, with the two things, right? The other thing wasn't real. Olivia had on her classic white coat, or whatever it was, on the couch with a bowl full of popcorn and a glass full of wine. Mm-hmm. Now, everybody knows you don't do the wine with the popcorn because it makes your breath terrible. And you definitely don't do popcorn and wine in your best white outfit. So that was not realistic.
But here's the question, because Jake was on the computer looking at things, the Harrison thing, and is Harrison actually dead?
I don't know.
Yes, he is. Harrison is dead. Yes, he's dead. Know. I'm sorry. Columbus Short is not coming back. Let's put it that way.
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
I mean, they kind of dangled it out there last night, and I was kind of wondering, maybe, that Shonda decided, I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna let Columbus Short go because of the baggage he's bringing to the show. But if there's enough uproar about it, I'll bring him back, or maybe I'll just bring Harrison back. Harrison got in deep into something, and he had to like fake his own death and change his look, so they recast it and give it to somebody else. I mean, I don't know. TV's done that before.
I want to know why his hand looked like a piece of barbecue. That hand looked delicious. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was late in the night. I saw that hand look like some brisket from Famous Dave's around the house. Was it just me?
Well, the good news is that Harrison will be played by Viola Davis. So we got that.
Well, you know what? I don't know if she can pull that off, but
you is smart, you is strong, and you is Harrison.
So
that's funny.
How to get away with impersonation.
That's right.
Yes.
So David's going through the process of being confirmed as the next Attorney General, and Elizabeth, who's Portia de Rossi's character, I think she's like a senator, Republican senator, she wants him to withdraw his nomination. She uses some domestic violence accusation that was actually fabricated by Harrison per Olivia Pope.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like, once again, David's about to get boned yet again.
Yeah.
But then David decides, you know what? I'm going to public storage where we keep important government files. I know. Who does that, man?
Yes.
I do, Tony.
You do?
I do, yeah. I got a copy of the Constitution in my public storage.
Is that right? Do you really?
Signed by Abraham Lincoln.
Wow. Well, if he signed the Constitution, then that's a story in itself. So
I did. You're right. Did I say Constitution? Damn.
Well, hey, Troy, it's okay.
That's an L for me.
You know what I have in my public storage in Brooklyn? Me. That's where I live. So, hey, I got the most important document in my life. Me.
You want to talk about what's realistic and not, though, man. The chief of staff, who is more important in a presidential administration than the vice president. I mean, the chief of staff is the one who really calls the shots and who's the one who tells the president we need to do this. In some cases, it seems like the chief of staff is actually more important than the president sometimes. But so how's he in a bar by himself drinking?
You know how.
It's good to be the king.
It's D.C. Washington, D.C., Tony. That's how it goes down, baby.
Really?
Yeah.
He's drinking in a bar.
Hey, man, he needs to just, let off a little steam.
Well, and a steam reliever, actually, I think his name was Bissell. I don't know what his name was, but he approaches Cyrus and then sits next to him, and they have a drink together, and then it just kind of stops right there. But it'll pick up, and we'll get into that coming up.
But Tony, they had a conversation about the vodka that he was drinking, and he described it to him, and then all of a sudden, and it really felt like all of a sudden, Cyrus was like, "No, I better not do this." It was like, what happened? When did the pass happen?
Yeah.
Well, I think I think the bar was called Some Young Guys. So
it was already implied. It was implied.
Yeah, it's already implied when you walk through the door. It's kind of like Some Young Guys.
Well, yeah. I mean, he said it was a creamy vodka.
He did say it was creamy. I've never heard of a creamy vodka, but I'll just leave that. I'm not a drinker, so what do I know?
But when he asked for it on his chest, we should have known.
So David decides with this information he got from a special file at Public Storage that he's going to use it to blackmail this senator, and he does. And the senator says it's blackmail, and David says no, it's winning. So score one for David because later on the senator is having like an impromptu press conference where he says David Rosen is going to make a fine attorney general.
I like this guy. I like the fact his name is Rosen, and I think he's going to be a fine attorney. Another fantasy on television. This is TV.
So Cyrus is having this conversation. Cyrus is having this conversation with Abby and about this couple, the Elliots, the face of gun control, not being at the State of the Union. And she's kind of saying that, Olivia Pope's not going to be able to get these people together. And he tells her, look, I worry about a lot of things. I worry about Melly's health. I worry about the president and his health, his mental health, their mental health after the death of their son. I worry about all kinds of things, but I never worry about Olivia Pope failing.
No pressure. Yeah. Sorry.
That's a lot of confidence to have in somebody.
That's true. And that's not what you want to hear when you're on the job. Somebody praising somebody who's not even working there.
Yeah, but you know what? I think Abby's taking this all the wrong way, though. She sees Olivia as competition.
Yeah,
yes.
There's no competition.
And she shouldn't, because if she were, she would always lose that competition to Olivia Pope.
Well, but I think I like the reveal. I like that side of Cyrus, because it kind of gives us we rarely get a clear picture, but then you still don't, because he's playing Abby too. So that's true. So, but I like that aspect of it. And like you said, you're right. Abby is, you are no Olivia Pope, honey, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
But she is the one who calls her out, though, and is right. She's usually,
call her out.
She's usually on it. I mean, she's
bad 350.
Yeah, she's on the team. She is the chief, gladiator, I guess you could say. But it's like, wait a minute. You walk around here raggedy, Olivia, and she's usually right.
Yeah, she is.
Damn.
She is. Olivia meets with the Elliots, and she says, you know what? Never mind. Y'all need a divorce. You guys, she says, I'll spin it. I'll make it right. I'll help you promote your individual agendas. You'll have to sell the house. You're gonna, because you're not gonna make the money together that separately that you were making together. So that's basically how that's gonna be. It's almost like the Neelys, right?
That's right.
The Neelys are divorcing the famous chefs, the cooking show, and they decided to split up, and they're going to have their own individual brand.
Yes.
So it's kind of like the Neelys are breaking up.
That's right.
And they decide, you know what, it's too much on the table to leave on the table to break up. We can't break up.
By the way, the Neelys just committed career suicide.
Yeah, I'm gonna say right.
It's a total sidebar. It's a sidebar, but at Neelys, y'all tripping right now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
think they can make it
over.
alone?
Nope.
No,
Because they lied to us, because people love them together. Like
Yeah.
you said, Troy. And the fact is, you guys were lying the whole year. We were riding with you. So goodbye.
Yeah.
It's,
But-
it's like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, man.
The guy was always into it more than she was anyway. I always thought there was some. I'm chopping this up, baby. She was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Chop it up. Get it out my face.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And then I read a story a couple of days ago where they couldn't really, stand aside of each other. They hated each other.
I think again, you're right. When the brand is you and the person, then it's over, man. Because we were riding with that, believe in the family and yay. Then when it happens, people not only are disappointed. If you lied to them, then they don't have time. Anybody got time for that, for real.
Okay, all right. Well,
Sidebar over.
yeah,
But-
sidebar.
But
over.
there's a chance that Neely's, he could do some barbecue sauce. He's back in. I don't know about her. I don't know what she's gonna be able to do, but he's one barbecue sauce recipe away
Yeah.
But he has to
from making
seize the
something
moment.
happen.
Seize the moment now, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Abby went over to see Melly to have a talk with her, and she starts out by telling, "Hey, children die all the time. I mean, come on." I'm thinking, wait a minute, that's not how you do that. You don't do it that way. But then and I think she kind of realized that, because she backed up, and then she went in the other direction, and she said she brings up Jackie Kennedy, and she says Jackie Kennedy had her husband's brains all over her. And then, 2 hours later, she was standing next to Lyndon Johnson, being sworn in, taking her husband's job because her husband was dead. You need to get past this. You need to be the first lady. You have to be the first lady. You can go through things, but your country needs you, this and that and the other. I think that's what kind of shook Melly, because I think Abby made a point when she compared Jackie Kennedy to what she was going
Put
through.
that history on her.
I thought
You're gonna learn today.
Guys, I was like, man, Shonda's going in for real. I thought she was going to say, and then the next day she had to stand next to the man who killed her husband. No?
Which would technically be Eli Pope, right?
No. I meant, you know what I meant.
Oh.
LBJ.
LBJ.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
She didn't go that deep, you know.
No, she didn't go that deep.
That's my Dick Gregory coming out. Sorry.
Mr. Conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
So Olivia says she's helping. All of a sudden, the president comes in the room where the Neelys are, and he says, "I need the room alone with Miss Pope."
You called them the Neelys, man.
I mean the Elliots.
All right, then go out the room. We'll come back.
Come on
Come
in,
back, baby.
Come on in, Mr. President. We just fried up some catfish.
No, the Elliots, and then Olivia says Olivia starts polishing the State of the Union.
Okay.
All right.
I missed that. Okay.
And she tells the president, look, no one is going to hear anything that you say in this State of the Union if you do not address the death of your son and your wife. You need to say, if you don't say anything, they're not going to hear your message about gun control and anything else you're trying to get done in the State of the Union. They're not going to hear anything unless you talk about that. And obviously it resonated with him because that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
I love that scene. And I think that's what makes the show. If I was showing people who aren't into the show, I would show that speech, because that speech, I think, was very, very good, very compelling. And you know, just kind of, I think the depth of the show, you know, a lot of times there are scenes that are kind of, you know, TV showish, but I think the strong scenes like that make the show really a winner, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
what a great speech. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's
looking
Melly.
Looking gorgeous. Your girlfriend was looking great, Tony.
She's got on the red dress. She was going to wear blue, but I think the Mrs. Elliott was wearing blue, and so she decided to go with the red. And then afterwards,
I bet you still had that 76 though.
Yeah, Tony, you still had the 76 on. Are you okay? You still feeling it? Harken back to 76.
But here's the deal: is she finally breaks down? She finally is grieving. I don't think she ever actually grieved for losing her son. I think she just kind of flipped out, and now she's finally grieving. And then the Fitz comes up to her, and you know, because the Secret Service guy watching the door, he's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And then she drops to her knees. She starts pulling off her jewelry, things like that. And he's kind of like keeping an eye on her, the Secret Service guy, but trying to keep his distance. Mm-hmm. And then the president comes and just tells the Secret Service guy, "Get out."
That's right.
I'm like, why are you so harsh with him? He was trying to help. He just like, get out.
That's because Fitz saw somebody running through the East room. Get out and get that. Tackle him.
Right.
Well, maybe so. Let's get back to Jake and Olivia, because Jake is looking at film. He's still digging into this death of Harrison thing. And then he sees Charlie in some film footage. Yeah. So it kind of makes you really wonder, what the hell is going on with Harrison? Is Harrison dead or not?
Yeah, I think seeing Charlie implies that he was killed by Charlie, and put up to it by Daddy Pope.
And Charlie was eating Harrison. So there you go.
I knew it.
And then, well, speaking of eating somebody, the Olivia's at the door.
Yeah.
And she comes in, and she's got on one of her famous Olivia Pope coats.
Yeah.
And she pulls off the coat. Because she says, we're not having sex. And then she, walks to the other side of the room, and she opens up the coat. And she's just bucket naked. Not naked. She's bucket naked.
Bucket naked.
Brown boots.
Those brown boots. And... I mean, a lot of times, sometimes women have like lingerie or something under their coat.
Yeah,
things like
what
that.
happened to the thigh highs and the the nothing? Just a coat and some boots. Damn, walking around like Shrek's friend.
Man.
Go ahead, girl.
Man.
I'm not talking about Donkey either.
No.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
It's what?
Yes.
So they have animal style sex, man. Just like at In-N-Out Burger, you can get your burger animal style. That's what they had animal style sex.
And those boots got polished.
yes,
Man.
yes, they did, and they got buffed out. You know,
There's a woman who saw that last night who's going to be doing that this weekend.
well, the woman in my house apparently didn't see it.
You need to rewind that joint, play it again.
Just, you know,
Get the message.
But apparently that was the theme towards the end of the show, because then there's Cyrus goes back to the bar to look for that guy, and he finds him. Oh, imagine that.
Cyrus, you slide dog, you.
And then next thing you know, they're in a hotel room. I guess maybe Jake subleased it to Cyrus or something. I don't know. But you know, Cyrus does the typical thing as they're kind of undressing each other. He does this. The typical line you get, you know, in a first encounter. I've never done this before. Shut up.
Exactly.
I mean, that's like the most cliche line ever in that situation. I've never done that before.
Cyrus was telling the truth, though, Tony. He was telling the truth. I've never done this before with my new hair implants. I've never done this with my new bangs.
Yeah. Yes, man bang.
Man bangs.
And let me just, I think Cyrus, his reality is the reality for many men a certain weight and a certain age. Nobody thinks you're hot, okay? So to think you happen to be in a bar and a great looking guy, 15 years your senior, out of a magazine with a six pack and everything, thinks that you're the bomb. No, guys, doesn't happen anymore. After 50 and a pot belly, it doesn't happen. Sorry, guys.
Well,
oh damn.
Sorry, guys. But women, men, women, or animals. Sorry, they are with you.
Animals too.
Yeah, they're with you for a reason.
Too.
They're with you for
the animals. The dog just raised his head and went. Whoop.
The animals with you for a carrot. The men and the women are with you for a carrot or two.
Mark happens to be right on this one, because the guy, was like, first of all, Cyrus was talking too much.
Yeah.
Shh, be quiet. He asked one too many questions, too much inquiry, and not enough action.
That's right, because the guy tells him, I'm a sex worker, which back in my day we called them gigolos. Now they're called sex workers.
That's right.
So,
and Tony, he should not have said that.
Tony, in your day, did they really call him anything, Tony? In Texas, Tony, did they in Texas call him anything?
Well.
All we had was Richard Gere in the movie. We really never saw it in action, but it's okay.
Well, but you know what? The guy shouldn't have said that, because that kind of like raised the flag for, and I said flag for Cyrus, because Cyrus
raised one and lowered one.
Yeah, yeah. Cyrus is going to walk away, but then dude pulls down his drawers. He pulls down his drawers and he sees what dude's working with, and he couldn't fight. He lost the war of temptation.
Yeah, Cyrus is reckless.
Man,
that's not. Normally he's more composed. Is that his weakness? I don't know.
Well, I mean, you know what? He hadn't been intimate with anybody since his husband died, and now this situation comes up. He was very vulnerable. He was vulnerable, is what he was. Vulnerable.
Yeah, vulnerable. Wide open. His nose was wide open. Another guy's nose looked like it was broken. But anyway, that's another story.
But I think when the guy said he was a sex worker, I think Cyrus, like, he was like, all right, I'm being set up, right? But then when, like I said, dude pulled his pants down, his drawers down, he just went right by that stop sign. And he goes in, and as it turns out, he should have went with his first intuition, because he is being set up. We find out later when the sex worker meets with Senator Elizabeth, I can't remember what her last name was, Portia de Rossi's character, and and it's clearly it's a setup.
Didn't she say, did you? And then he say no? Or something like that?
He said no, but he says, but I'll get him.
He said, I'll get him.
So what do you think that was? No, I'll get him. We didn't have sex. No, I'll get him. He's going to come back for more.
Yes. He did not know they did not have sex, but we will. And that's when it's going down.
Do you think Cyrus saw the mountain and didn't climb?
You know what? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't
know. Saw the pool, but didn't jump in.
But then here's something else.
Saw the horse and decided not to ride.
Well, Cyrus does like to, he does like to do a Wyclef, come back 2 times. So, he likes to see what's going on, and then,
okay.
And I'll come back that second time. He's about to get a Marion Barry, though.
Yeah, but
He's getting a Marion Barry.
But how about this possibility that they did have sex, but dude kind of likes Cyrus, and then maybe he's playing the senator.
Oh.
Nah. Well, Cyrus has to be in that moment in every season where his world is truly about to come to an end. Where he already looks around a lot anyway. But when there's nowhere to turn and nowhere to hide and there's no Olivia Pope to help me, what the hell am I going to do? He's got to have that moment.
Yeah.
In every season. So,
you're right. He almost likes that almost. He likes to be out of control, always in a difficult situation.
Yeah, in a panic.
Man.
Well, did I miss anything?
He's in a pickle.
No, a pickle's in him.
Yeah.
All week.
All right.
Did we miss anything? Olivia's looking great. Lost the baby weight this season.
Mm-hmm.
But the bosoms are clearly engorged.
Yeah.
Carrie's bosoms
President is, I think you got it all, Tony. I think you hit it out of the park this week, brother.
Tony was on
thank
it,
you, man.
As usual.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. So, but
by the way, for those who don't know, Tony was a gigolo in Texas. That's why he was shaky on that cart. He had long hair, he had a ponytail, and for $5, he'd do whatever.
Hi,
exactly.
My name's Tony.
Exactly
Here's
right.
my card.
Yes.
They called him the Texas Ranger. Hi ho!
That's right. Hi ho.
It was legal back then in Tony's day.
That's right.
Well,
They didn't care. Whatever, go ahead.
Yep.
Do what you got to do.
That's what it was. That's what it was, man. I was an animal. We had animal style.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's all you had.
That's right. Yes. So that's the episode then. That's it. That's the episode, the State of the Union. So people are excited that it was number one, and it was again, I think it was a great episode. I thought they're looking forward to next week's show. So that's it though. That's the State of the Union. That's Men on Scandal.
And Tony and Troy, let me shout out, my favorite girl, my mom.
Hey,
yeah. Mom is battling a health condition, but she is fighting. She's strong. I'm here in Springfield. I got her back, and she sends her love, and just want to say, she's a wonderful mom. She'll be celebrating her 81st birthday on October 17th. So awesome. keep her in your prayers. Thank you for the support.
All right, Miss Jackie, get well. We love you.
Love you, Jackie.
Love you. Love you. That's Men on Scandal. That's Mark Clark. That's Troy Johnson. I'm Tony Scott. Please like, subscribe, share, and all that kind of stuff like that. And we'll see you next week.
Oh, wait, Tony, we can't go yet.
What happened?
See, all these Scandal fans who enjoy Men on Scandal, we got to remind them that we also do Men on Everything.
We do Men on Everything. You're so, I don't know why I always forget to mention that. I'm so glad you got my back.
Yeah, if you think we're good at talking about Scandal, wait till we talk about Ebola.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And ISIS.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss that.
And those aren't two black kids' names. Those are real issues. Ebola, get on that woman grass.
ISIS, come in here. Do your homework.
Ooh, these two. So yeah, you can watch Men on Everything.
Right.
We'll put a link in the notes down below for that. So again, thanks for watching Men on Scandal. Troy Johnson, Mark Clark. I'm Tony Scott. We'll see you next week.